It is a brand new episode of Hockey and Hounds. Jason Myrtetus and John Tortorella, brought to you by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. Coach, how's your Stadium Series experience?
It sucked. We lost.
I knew you would simplify it down to that.
Yeah,
but the overall event.
No, I was happy for the players and families to get to enjoy it, and but enough.
Yeah. Can it be a good thing to just have some difference in the dog days of the season?
Yeah,
to break it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think the league does a great job putting it together. I think it's a really good event. It when you're a coach of a team and we're fighting along here, you don't want to get too sideways. So I thought our guys handled themselves well. I don't think we played that poorly. It's a tough game to. I was breaking the tape down, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to show any tape because outdoor games are outdoor games.
A lot of variables.
Yeah, there is. So, I'm glad we're involved in it. We want to represent the city. We'd like to have won the game, and but now we'll get about our business here, get ready for Chicago.
All that matters now is the next opportunity at 2 points. Yeah. Since we last spoke, you named a captain. I didn't foresee that coming in season. What changed kind of your mind to do it in season?
Yeah, I didn't either. As we started the year, I in my mind, we were going to wait another year. And I've just watched the room progress. I've watched us grow as a team. And I watch all those things and how they interact. And I think the two guys, Coots, the captain, and TK, the assistant captain, deserve it. I was thinking about, maybe waiting around for a younger guy maybe to step forward. But I think we're in a process right now in how quickly the room has come together in this stretch run here and where we're at in the season. I think it's important to expand that leadership group, and made the call, and here we go.
You've had a lot of captains over your career as a coach, and they're all different because they're all different people. What is the one constant, though, that a captain – you can say, comes as a pro, works every day, but is it as much being themselves when they're a captain and authentic?
Yeah, a real person.
Yeah.
And not pretending to be a leader. I think
people see through that.
Yes. I think leaders, it's kind of just who they are. Yeah. It's just the way they carry themselves. But the important part here is I wanted a guy that I think the players will go to him also. The younger, we have a lot of young guys here. They won't be intimidated about going to him, and they won't be intimidated about voicing their opinion in the room because they know this leadership wants that. And that's where our room is. And that's why I want to expand it, because I don't think there was any obstacles as far as other people still growing. And, we've moved along. We found a way to have a little success in the first 3 quarters of the year. I just thought it was a good time to bring in and make it a full leadership group.
But by this point in the season, you have 25 games left. You've tried a lot of combinations of players, D pairs. I think every D's play with every D. 4 were groups together and trying different guys to try and find chemistry at certain points and then changing it when that chemistry maybe dries up a little bit. Yeah. One thing you have not changed is the Sealer-Walker pairing.
Yeah.
Why do these two players work so well? Watching them ice level, I can see just the nonverbal communication that takes place. They just know where the other guy is going to be.
Yeah, and quite honestly, it's been our most consistent pair.
Yeah.
When I first came here, no one really even mentioned Sealer's name to me, and it's kind of an outsider, came back into the game, and depth guy, and he has worked at his game and how we're building the team and what type of team we want. He fits in perfectly. And Walks is a guy, I didn't know who he was. He's kind of a throw in on the deal.
Yeah.
And, I was kind of interested because he's a right-hand D. But once I started talking to his old coach out there in LA, I said, the way he spoke of him, had an injury that, slowed him down.
Yep.
That kid Dursey came in.
Yeah.
I think he's since now in Arizona. Kind of Walks lost his job, and man, but he has played well. And how fast we want to play and how quick we want to play, he is a really good transition D. So it's been a really big pair for us.
And one of the things you love about Sealer is he'll absorb coaching.
Yeah,
to a high degree.
Yeah, he is he is a bunch of energy and
a lot of emotion.
And he comes off each shift. He comes off that bench. He is full of emotion, whether it be good or is he mad. His head's about to pop off every time he comes to that bench, and I'm happy for him. I really am, and we don't want to lose him. We don't, because he's an important guy. Again, it remains to be seen where we go with all that.
Let's talk about that playing in transition, because you guys have put on tape a lot this year how fast you play in transition. Sheldon Keefe brought it up prior to your Leaf game that this team gets out in transition. I think we saw it against the Devils, and Lindy Ruff was trying to thin you guys out by keeping a guy high to really try and get behind you and pull your D back.
Yeah.
How do you now adjust to the team's adjusting to you?
Yeah. We're I think the biggest thing is the way we talk about it. We want to be that much quicker. When teams start adjusting into a lock or having people there or trying to get some sort of formation, while they're trying to get into that, let's get going.
And not let them get in it.
Exactly. The best way to get through a neutral zone is get a team caught in between. And so we're trying to play even quicker. I think we've used the flipper really well this year in getting us out there quickly. It's not tape to tape. It's in the area and we're chasing it. I think it's a stat I do look at. I think we're one of the top teams in using flippers. Everybody's
trying to overwhelm the neutral zone.
Exactly. We just want it up in the air, and that it's such a tough play for a defenseman. It's up in the air. You got people screaming down at you.
Yeah.
What do I do? And you never know where the puck bounces. And I think that helps our quickness. So we're trying to concentrate on that. And it's something I never even thought about back in the day.
Yeah.
Putting the puck up in the air like a punt,
because it's non-controlled in a way.
Yeah. Everybody wants the puck, right? In today's game, and it's just gone so much. It doesn't have to be tape to tape. Where back in the day, you want short passes when the red line was in
5 to 7 foot.
5 to 10 footers.
Degree angle.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy.
That was the old breakout, the center curl. Now it's let's get up in the neutral zone, flood it, and flip it.
Yeah, we had everybody in our end zone we were trying to break out underneath the puck.
Yeah.
So you support it. Now everybody, Jersey's really good at it too. I think we want two of the best transition teams in the league. Once there's the puck's up for grabs in their end zone, their guys are leaving too.
Yeah.
And so it's really tough to defend, and that's kind of where the game's gone.
And maybe the way to defend it is that if a puck, becomes in question, it becomes a 50-50 battle.
You got to get it.
If their guys are going, then you got to make them pay the price.
You got some offense.
They stop going.
Yeah.
I just could see them constantly trying to thin you out and pull your D off that blue line. Yeah. It was really interesting. From a philosophical standpoint, how do you handle this next 2 weeks? Because you have a light schedule, but you're coming into 15 and 30 days when you begin March. You cognizant? Let's kind of handle the guys the right way here.
It gives us a chance. Like we'll practice the next 2 days before Chicago. I think we need. I think it really helped us when we after January we didn't practice at all. We had a couple of really good practices out of the break. I think it helped us. I think we can use these next 2 days to have 2 really good practices. Then after the Chicago game, we'll see. I'll see where the team is. See where the injuries are at. The nicks and the bumps and bruises. But it's not about having a mini camp because you have 1 game in 6 days.
Yeah. You
also have to be cognizant of the rest because we're forecasting. We've got Boston twice. We've got a really tough schedule coming up here. And sometimes for me, I've always erred on the rest part of it, especially this time of year. So at least we can get some of the, like Tyson's, I'm not sure how he's going to practice today. All the bumps and bruises you go through, even though you just had a break, it's still there. And I want to be cognizant of that to get us as healthy as possible going into the last 20 games or so.
There's a lot of just managing day to day, figuring. You can't plan next week, but you don't know what your team's going to be, what kind of shape they're going to be in.
Yeah, we go day to day anyway. The media started asking me about, you lost a 4-point game. Now Jersey's back in it, and we don't do the math. We don't look too far ahead of anything. We just worry about our next day, and then we'll see where we in April, we'll see where we're at.
You mentioned, you've got some tough games. You got Boston. We're going to see before the end of this month, Tampa again,
Rangers.
Yeah. And one thing that's been a little bit of a trouble spot for you guys is dealing with that elite superstar talent on the other side, whether it was, McKinnon, Kucherov, Pasternak, and then obviously Matthews last week against the Leafs. What is Is the biggest thing in playing against a player like that for your guys awareness of when that guy's out there?
Yeah. And for me, I'm going to try to have 2 lines ready to go, because those top guys stay on there all the time and
Yeah.
stay out there long. So it's not about getting a checking line. It's having your team aware when, let's say, a Sidney Crosby's on the ice. We play Pitt this coming weekend, or even this kid Bedard. We got to show him the respect too, that they're not leaving. We got hurt in Toronto when we had our checking line. We had Pales, Garney, and Catesy out there, and we started leaving the ice. And Matthews was out there too. Once Matthews saw that, no way he's leaving.
He wouldn't go.
He's staying.
Not in the second period.
And that's what really hurt us in that change in the second period that got them going, was leaving the ice and giving them some ice to play on. Sometimes you got to play tired and just understand the situation, who you're out against, and finish your shift. If not, we need to have another night ready to go that you're going to be playing against that group. And so those are the things we have to watch out for as we go here. And, you got Boston coming here. They've got a couple. They got Marchand and Pasternak.
Yeah.
And they're a pretty balanced team. So it's awareness. You're not going to stop them completely. Can't let them take over the game. It's happened to us a couple of times this year.
The weird thing too is you get a guy like you see McKinnon, and he plays a power speed game.
Yeah.
Then Kucherov just slows you down and makes you think that he's not going to do anything. Yeah. I mean, he just wants to drag you into the mud until he doesn't want to drag you into the mud.
Until you come to him, and then he hits that open guy with speed.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. And they all have a different type of skill set.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our great dog this week, because we've got a dog after my heart. I love a nice burger. So I'll take a dog named Burger. This is a male mixed breed between 4 and 5 years old. He came to us from the PSPCA. He's been there almost 2 years. They did a whole personality makeover on Burger. Get him right, get him, trained and to deal with other dogs. And they worked with him really hard. And they have shaped this dog into an absolute beauty. He loves other dogs, as you can see here in the video. He loves playing with other dogs in the playground. But he's a beautiful dog, and I love the brown.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting. It's one of the more interesting ones to me. My wife and family and I have 2 of these types of dogs. I mean, there's some pity in them, right?
Yep.
And
without question.
And I'm sure he had some behavior problems as we read through the notes here. It's 2 years, but look at him now. And this is what we did. We ended up, look at the video. We ended up with 2 of them, and it took us over a year to get them mixed in with our pack.
Yep.
Spent a little time even walking them with muzzles on. So just in case there was a problem, I hated having the muzzle on them, but they can be saved. And they've ended up being 2 of the most beautiful and loving dogs that you can have. So it really goes to show you spend some right time with them.
Yeah,
and you treat him correctly. I'm sure that Burger wasn't treated correctly early on when he had these behavior problems. Dogs can be saved, and it's some of the best rescue dogs you can adopt are these ones that have gone through a program like this.
Yeah.
So I love reading these stories that people put the time in to save this dog, and now look at him. He's just having a ball.
Yeah, it speaks to the commitment that the PSPCA, and they actually care, and they want to make this dog's life better. And a big part of that is helping change their personality.
Yes.
Now, it does say, and a lot of people would say this about me, he doesn't know much. No sit or other commands, kind of like me. But it doesn't matter. He's got a great personality. So you're not gonna grab a treat and have him sit and shake or roll over or any of that stuff.
Look at him. Just let him play.
Yeah.
And let him be a dog. I mean, sometimes we almost overtrain him. If the behavior is there, let him be a dog. He doesn't have to be rolling around for you and sitting all the time. It's to have fun and to be with other animals too.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure, again, we don't, and it's always bugs me. We really don't know what happened to him.
Yeah. We don't know the backstory.
Yeah. And that's what happens with rescues. But to see what this group of people did with the PSPCA to save this dog, this one needs to be adopted.
He does. And it's the long game.
Yeah.
They don't come in and go, we're just going to bring them in and ship them back out.
Yeah.
No, we got to make sure we do right by the dog, and then right by the people that eventually end up adopting them as well. Get a good pet that's going to really be behaviorally good and safe and everything else. For the adoption info, you can go to the Hockey and Hounds homepage at philadelphiaflyers.com/Hockey and Hounds. And you've got an event coming up around the Flyers Carnival. You can meet Coach Tortorella and at the Hockey and Hounds experience at the Carnival on March 17th. I know you did this last year.
It was a blast.
Yeah. You're there with all the dogs. You're just happy.
I'm in a great spot. I'm not anywhere else except there with the dogs.
So this is people's chance to meet you, take photos, and meet some adoptable dogs at the event as well. You can purchase tickets now at flyerscarnival.com. Good news too, Torts. We have featured so many dogs since the beginning of the season. And we have placed so many dogs throughout this year. And that's because of the people that watch and, frankly, that care.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep pushing, and we're going to, keep featuring a dog each week. And people have to go to the website, go to Philly Paws, go to PSPCA. Still adoptable right now. Gucci Girl, who we featured a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Cody and Cobalt was that older couple that of senior dogs. And Jersey as well, and Diesel. So we do have some dogs available. People can go and check those out on the website as well at philadelphiaflyers.com/Hockey and Hounds.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Keep working.
I met your wife at the Stadium Series.
Yes.
And I can see how she keeps you in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's so committed to this too.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, she'll go to some games and we've been doing it for so long, and I've dragged her from city to city, getting fired in their minor leagues and all that. She has carved a piece of her life out here, and where it's dedicated to this. Yeah. And this stuff is more important to her than anything. And glad you had a chance to meet her.
Yeah.
And like she always tells me when we do the show, if there's any way we can facilitate with our foundation and any way possible, make things work to get these dogs adopted, we're in. And she runs the show. She has built our foundation into something really special to be able to help. I have a little bit of a platform, right? That's all. And we want to try to use my platform and her determination with animal welfare to make it work. So we want to help.
It's incredibly rewarding as well for you, for everybody involved. And we're rewarding these dogs because sometimes they don't deserve the place they end up or how they're brought up initially, and we try to make it better. So again, go to the Hockey and Hounds homepage at philadelphiaflyers.com/Hockey and Hounds. Torts, best of luck this week. Have a great week and try and enjoy a little bit of the lighter schedule because come March, it's going to be chaos.
I appreciate it, Jason. Good talking with you.